Hello, doers. My name is Jose Ignacio, and today we're going to be talking about the Discuss module. Now, when you start your company's database on Odoo, you'll notice it comes preloaded with the Discuss module. Now, Discuss is Odoo's convenient and efficient way of handling messages between users on your database. You can even use it to start a video or voice meeting with external parties, like clients and vendors. Now, thanks to the Discuss module's integration with Stealthywood's database, I can easily access my messages and start or continue a conversation without having to click away from what I'm working on. Gone are the days of wading through a tsunami of emails just to find a single conversation. So, enough chit chat, as I always say. Let's jump into my Stealthywood database, and I'll show you how to send direct messages and start voice and video calls with the Odoo Discuss module. All right, hello doers. Now here we are in the main CRM dashboard. Now along the top navigation bar, we have these handy little icons to the right. Now when I click on the conversations icon, I can see all of my messages. I also have a tab just for my chats and my channels. Now if I want to send a message, all I have to do is actually just click on new message. Now, let's say that I'm reviewing the CRM pipeline and I want to ask my employee Mark if he followed up on a lead with a new client, ready, Matt. All I have to do is actually just type in Mark's name in the to field up here, and then I just ask my question inside of the chat box that I send. And it's that easy. Now, I can also type a colon, and it prompts us to the canned responses. Now, these are quick text shortcuts that I can use in conversations, but we don't need that right now. I can even actually send a little emoticon just by clicking on the emoticon and sending something like a nice little smiley face just to let Mark know we're cool. Now, there's another option that I can also do. Now, if needed, I can also attach a file and send it to Mark. You'll need to make sure the file isn't too big though, or you might have to split it up. But that's okay because Odoo lets you attach multiple files to one message. And to do this, all you have to do is just actually select the little paperclip icon in the chat box. And then the people in this conversation can actually download the files right from the message. And let's say I want to send a link, such as, hey Mark, don't forget about odoo.com. It gives Mark a little preview, and it's a nice little link preview that I think everyone can enjoy. Now, it should also be noted that even if I leave the CRM module, such as if I want to go back home, you'll notice our chat stays with us, and it'll stay open. And if I need to close it, all I have to do is hit this little X on the chat window. Now, I can always re-access the conversation by clicking on the conversations icon that we see up here, or by going directly into the Discuss module. Now, what is the Discuss module, Odooers? Well, the Discuss module is basically a larger version of the Conversations window. Now, on the left, I have some quick access options, and we're going to go over those. Now, the very first one that we have is Inbox, and this shows me all of my new unread messages. If I select Start, this shows me any important messages or chatter updates, messages, and notes that I've starred, which saves them here for future access. Now, the one right below it is History, and History shows me chatter updates on any record in the database that I'm assigned to or that I've been tagged on. Now, below these quick access options are two sections, Channels and Direct Messages. Now, Live Chat will also appear when you have the Live Chat app installed. I'm going to go over channels and live chat in another video, so let's focus on direct messages for now. Inside of direct messages, you can see the conversation I started with Mark earlier. I can actually even see that he's offline by this little white bubble, and that tells us, hey, he's not there. Now, if he was online, the circle next to his avatar would be green. If he was on vacation or leave, he would have an airplane icon, because Mark likes to travel far. Now, if I have a lot of open conversations, I could search for Mark's chat by simply clicking on the plus sign right next to the word direct messages and typing in Mark's name. And then we'll see it appear in a little drop down. Now, if there wasn't already an existing conversation with him, I could hit enter here and start a new conversation just like that. Now, we're going to select Mark here. Once a conversation is no longer relevant, I can actually unpin it by clicking on the X next to Mark's name. This way I can focus on only current ongoing conversations without any confusion. So sorry, Mark. Now, if I ever start a new chat with Mark down the line, as we'll do so again, Odoo will show us all of our previous messages automatically, allowing us to pick up exactly where we left off. How cool is that? Also, if I hover over any message, I can actually select a few different options. I can click emojis to react to it with emoticons. I could select star to start for later viewing in the starred tab. And I can also select the reply arrow, which lets me leave a reply to start a thread. And I can also click the edit button, which lets me edit it at any time for any reason. Or I could also select, as you will see, the trash icon, which allows me to delete it from the conversation entirely. I want to make a quick note, however, that a user can always edit or delete their own messages, but only users with administrator access rights can edit or delete other users' messages. And as you can see, Odoo provides you with more than enough options to quickly and accurately communicate with anyone in your database. Oops. I just remembered. I need to loop in my other employee, Lori, to talk about this ReadyMat lead. Thankfully, Odoo Discuss makes that easier than ever. All I need to do is to start a new conversation with her and Mark by clicking up here on the Add Users icon. Now, what does that do? Well, it lets us search. Lets us select Lori, and it allows us to create a group chat just by searching for her name and then clicking Create Group Chat. On the top as well, you can see I can click Add a Description to this chat. In our case, everyone needs to be on the same page. So what are we here for? ReadyMat Opportunity. And that specifies the purpose of this group chat. Now, on the right, you can actually see all of the members in this chat by clicking this little huddled icon, which is the members list icon. This also shows us who's currently online and who's offline based on the little bubbles that we talked about. Now, if I click on the Add Users icon, I can even invite people that are not on my company database simply by sending them this link. So let's copy this invitation link, and we need to actually send this on over to our ReadyMat representative. And something actually pretty cool happens once they actually load in. Now, when we send this to someone, they're allowed to pick their name and they're allowed to say what their purpose is inside of our chats. And there you heard it. ReadyMat's representative is joined, and we get a little prompt up at the top that tells us so. Now, on ReadyMat's end, they can enter their name and join the conversation at any point using that link that I just shared. Now, when they joined, you heard the bell and as well as a notification directly in the chat. You'll also notice on our members list, Julian appears now. But let's close out of there. Now, if I wanted to start a voice call, I can also click on the phone icon that we see this up here, and it just starts calling everybody. But we're going to disconnect because we don't want to bother anyone right now. Another way, by the way, to do a voice or a video call with Odoo Discuss is actually by clicking on the Start Meeting icon up here at the top left. Now, using that allows us to do that option. Now, I have my standard mute and my deafen buttons as well whenever you're actually inside of a call, as you see here below it. I also have settings I can fiddle with, such as clicking this gear icon that allows me to see what's going on with this call. I can also change my input device for those days I want to use my fancy headset. And I can also, enable the push to talk feature and adjust the voice detection threshold. If I need to turn this conversation into a video call, I can actually just click on the camera button that we see right there. And what does that do? Let's start showing us. And hello there, Odooers. I also have video settings that I can enable, like show video participants on the screen only, or if I wanted to do background blur or a few other options like you see on the right. Now, these can be adjusted, in the case of blur, which can also be adjusted so that you can blur more or less of your background. Now, if we see, speaking of someone, we have Mark calling us. Now, let's see what's up.
Hey, Jose, what's up? Am I bothering you at all?
Hello, Mark. I was actually just talking about how you can do voice and video calls with Odoo Discuss.
Oh man, I absolutely love Odoo Discuss. Are there any other features?
Yes, and did you also know that I could share my screen at any time throughout a call with the share button that we see right here, if you want to see my screen, and if necessary?
Wow, are there any other cool settings?
Well, if I wanted to make this full screen and hide the chat, I just select that button, and I can deselect it as well.
Nice, nice.
Now, once my meeting is finished, I can actually end the call with one quick click. I'm
Wait,
sorry, Mark.
no.
I have to
Wait,
go.
Jose,
Bye-bye.
no.
Now, just like that, I successfully completed my first video call in Odoo Discuss. Pretty easy, right? Now, in this video, we saw how simple it was to send messages and start video calls and calls of all kinds with Odoo Discuss. Its integration with other Odoo applications makes it easy to access messages and carry conversations, no matter where I am in the database. With Odoo, I don't need to waste time switching between tabs or to rely on other applications or emails to have a conversation. Odoo Discuss eliminates all of those frustrating roadblocks and saves me from a ton of headaches. Now, you be sure to check out the other video tutorials to learn more about channels in Odoo Discuss and what chatter is in Odoo. Thanks for watching, and remember, it's Odoo, not Odone.